you have a rookie season in the books now, and half of the year in the NHL, half the year in the American League. What do you kind of take away from this experience?
Yeah, honestly, it's been a blast. I just had so much fun being both in the NHL and then AHL, playing playoff hockey as well. I had just so much fun meeting so many guys, playing under different coaches. It was definitely a great experience and great first year too.
Did you feel the difference between the tail end of the regular season here and then the pace of play and the intensity of the play when it came to the postseason?
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it was ramping up, especially, Buffalo, where like team was ramping up there, and here as well. I think there was just, there's obviously lots of games that could have been playoff games, and we had games where we had to battle like overtime games. They were really tight games. Each one was something you had to work for. And obviously, our division too was super tight, so it made the playoffs seem longer than it actually was. Right, like playoffs. I mean, we was round one, but it seemed a lot longer. It seemed like we were playing a lot longer than
Um, what did you learn about yourself this year?
That's a good question. I think we're talking about hockey wise. Yeah. I think I had a lot of parts of my game where I was like, I developed, I feel like, confidence. Like, okay, I can play at this level, and obviously, it was my first year of professional hockey, so I think just seeing the potential I have on the ice, and I think just even learning about my routine and like what works best for me, and how much time I should be investing like on the ice and off the ice as well. I think that was a big part. My character on the ice was able to even grow, like learning to just play and encourage teammates, play and also listen to coaches too. I think there's lots of great things I took away there that yeah.
What do you think was like the biggest challenge becoming a pro?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, let's see, I'm going to have to think about that one a little bit. I would say showing up at the rink and like being like consistent with it was definitely a challenge. Like, you're in the rink six days a week, right? And you got some weeks you got games on the weekend. Obviously, in NHL there are games spread throughout the week. I think, I think being able to like manage the time, manage the load, even like the mental side was very very challenging at times. Like, you're playing in new cities, you're getting moved from team to team as well. So I think that was definitely challenging, but at the end of the day, I think it was such good growth too, an opportunity to really develop my character through those challenging times. And obviously not every game is perfect, and not every game you win. So there's challenges of those too, like the wins and losses and ups and downs, kind of. So yeah.
You played the half the years we talked about in Buffalo. Are there things that you can already identify in terms of what you need to do, some off-season objectives to make sure that next year you're a full-time Sabre?
Yeah, I think there's obviously, I was even thinking during the year, I'm like, man, there's so much I can work on. There's so much I see in my game that has potential and that needs improvement too. So I think like even just like watching the NHL level, seeing guys who consistently show up and produce a lot of points, you're like, okay, how is someone doing that much, like that consistently? I think there's so much to learn there. And honestly, I was just thinking like, oh man, I gotta like, not that I can't do this in a season, but it's like, man, when I get home, I wanna shoot pucks or work on mobility and like stretching, just a lot of stuff like that. Like, you know, take care of my body, get stronger. There's just there's a lot of things that you kind of look forward to in the summer with that.
Could you have maybe some more conversations with your dad about how to find that level of success?
Yeah, he was very helpful like during the year. Just reaching out, even like he watches mostly all my games too. So just like getting advice. He didn't want to be too like there's coaches here, so yeah, I don't think he wanted to be too much of a coach on me. But I know like he sees the same thing. Like he sees the potential that I have, and he sees areas where I can improve for sure. So I think it'll be good this summer where I get to actually be with him instead of over a phone call. It's tougher. So
you talked about shooting pucks in the summer, but when you're not doing that, what else in California or elsewhere? Any vacations? Any fun plans?
let's see. I like going to the beach. It's probably one of my favorite places to be on the earth. I like Minnesota. It's a great spot. Summers there are a lot nicer than the winters. So just probably head there a few times and be back and forth, just seeing friends, hanging with my family, getting outside in nature. So excited for that. Definitely should be fun.